Okay.
We're going live.
We're a minute late.
Blame
We're
my
live! Hello, everyone. Rah. Did you have a good Halloween? We sure did.
Yes, we did.
We've got some great guests coming up today.
We have Laura Barron in the spotlight, and special guests are Burke Ingraffia and Michelle Swan.
So here's our theme song. It's the Sunday Songwriter Spotlight with the Starkey Sisters. We're live at 12:30.
Well, 12:32.
Right here on our Facebook page. With our friends we will commune because we're communists.
Social Democrats.
Our spotlight today we're swearing looks just like Laura Barron.
Well, did you set your clocks back? 'Cause we were fast asleep at dawn. We're happy that you're here now, so you can hear Michelle Swan. But if you have sleep apnea, you'll wake up when you hear Burke Ingraffia.
Yes. Our guests always tell us that that's the highlight of the show, but that's not true, of course. It isn't
Burke,
true.
you can blame Diana for that rhyme.
There's not a whole lot. My name.
I think it was Arch
Mafia
Alcantara.
rhymes, but
That was the best rhyme ever, right, Diana?
Arch Alcantara, yes. She made spaghetti carbonara for that one.
And it congealed when I showed it, and I put it up like this, and the whole thing just stood up. Remember that?
Yeah, it was delicious looking.
Oh my gosh!
No, it wasn't.
But we are so excited, Laura, and Burke and Michelle. We're so excited to have you here today. I mean, we all kind of need a break right now.
Yeah.
A break from what?
Everything.
What are you talking about? What? I'm watching the
Realize,
polls
like-
minute by minute on MSNBC.
I don't know what got me up more. Like it was like, oh, I'm gonna sing, or oh my God, what's gonna happen in 4 days?
Right.
I think
I
it's what's
know.
gonna happen in 4 days. But
No matter
we're here to
what,
forget about
yeah.
all that. We're just here to enjoy,
Right.
and have some
Yeah.
music.
We got an
That's
hour
what-
extra of sleep last night, so
Yeah. That was
That
great.
helped a lot. So, Laura, what did you guys do for anything for Halloween at all?
Not really. Our daughter, who's 17, she came. I said, you got to go outside, knock on the door, say trick or treat, and I'll give you some candy. They had some little kids in our neighborhood that people put candy out on their little tables and stuff. But we listened to the Monster Mash. We at least did that.
All right, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So Burke and Michelle, did y'all do anything for Halloween?
I actually went and heard, I bared the cold weather. It wasn't that bad, and went out and heard some live music outside, which is, as we all know,
Wow,
ending
nice.
soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So
Where
who
was
did
that? Who were you listening to?
I heard Ron Holloway.
Oh, great.
perform-
His band?
I haven't heard him in probably 20 years or something like that. And then went and heard Carl Stoll play at a vineyard out west. Carl Stoll played solo, so it was a wonderful afternoon of music.
Nice.
Yeah, keeping it going here.
Burke, anything going on for you last night?
Not much of anything different than a regular Saturday night, but it was nice. I had a nice time.
Well, without further ado, we want to introduce our wonderful guest, Laura Barron, and I think she is a chameleon of music. I was telling you that earlier. And vocally, I mean, I was like, okay, this is sort of like a Sheryl Crow-ish vibe. Then it's a Mary Black vibe, and then it's Amy Winehouse vibe. It's like all over the map. Tell us a little bit. I mean, I could read your bio, but I think I'd rather have you tell us a little bit about why are you so versatile? Where do all these influences come from?
Yeah. Well, I mean, of course, like when I grew up, that was all the Joni Mitchell, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. That was in my blood, and I was very fortunate that was what was kind of on the top 40 at that point. So that's got in my blood for sure. And I wrote songs as a teenager and performed them at John F. Kennedy High School, where I went, at the coffee houses. But I went on to do a lot of children's music and made a lot of recordings, and so that was a sort of gentler time in my career. And then it was like, okay, I need to expand because I know I love jazz, and that was introduced to Lena Horne and the walking bass, and I said, oh, this is yummy. So I started playing I played with Chuck Spalding and the Starlight Octet for some time, just doing, big band stuff. I was the vocalist and he ran the show, so I kind of learned a little bit about how you put sets together, how you make the evening move. But that was a lot of fun. So that's in me. And so then I've just been writing. I've recorded many albums with jazz influence, with sort of folky influence. And more recently, as I've been working towards licensing my music, I've been listening a lot and trying to find like a more pop element. So one of my new songs is called High Gear, which I can put a link to. That's very pop oriented. But, in my heart, I'm kind of a combination of like Bonnie Raitt and maybe, God, who's a jazzer that I love? Sarah Vaughan from Billie Holiday.
Well, yeah, I heard your version of Fever that you did.
Yeah, which I love.
That cover, and I'm like, gosh, you really go all over the map vocally,
Yeah.
and in a beautiful way, seamlessly.
Thank you.
So, tell us a little bit about you said you were working on like more contemporary stuff because you're trying to like market some of your
Yeah.
music for
Yeah.
various things. How does that feel like as a songwriter? Do you feel sort of like you're writing for a market and not so much from the heart?
Yeah, it's been quite a journey. I had to I was starting to just write for the pitch to try to get it, and it's a very hard market to break into, and I sort of took a little bit of a break and just got back to my heart and soul, and then I realized that I have to have that link. I can't be thinking about writing to sell, but you have to kind of go at it through this kind of relaxed method that, okay, I'll try. Like I was signed with Discovery. I don't know that they've, it's royalty based. I don't know that they've used my music yet. And I've had some things happen, but I've learned that for me, I can't write to sell. I have to be who I am. Put out, if opportunities come out, I'll pitch to them. But, I know the heart and soul of who I am is performing for people in the world and hopefully trying to make a little bit of a difference. But I have to say that we all have watched our favorite shows and seen, oh my God, that song is incredible. We have to look it up, so there's a lot of amazing music that gets known because of being in film or TV. So I respect that a lot, I do.
So do you write at home, and do you work with a recording studio? Like you do part of your work at home and then you send it to somebody to finish it, or how does that work?
Well, most of my stuff I've done, I do with Marco Delmar in his studio. But that particular song, High Gear, I used another producer sent me the music. I recorded the vocals. We sent it over to Marco. We had Brian Sims add piano. So it was definitely a whole mishmash. And it was, I recorded my own vocals where I thought they sounded pretty good. That was pretty, I'm here trying to, everybody's doing it right now. But, I mostly have recorded in studio, but I have to tell you, since I started licensing, I've gotten, sort of backgrounds from other artists around the world. And then I'm doing what they call top line, I'm writing the lyric or the melody. And, it's a lot of fun because for me, I kind of feel like I only have kind of a couple of grooves that I play on my guitar. And when when I work with another, let's say pop or R&B artist, you're getting something that's not in your wheelhouse. It stretches you and it's fun. I love doing that. Yeah.
Do you have a soundproof room in your house?
Well, not really, but I put rugs up and carpets and just
Diane and I did that this summer.
Make a little booth for yourself.
Yeah, we made a tent, so it doubled as a plaything.
Yeah, so in between your recording, you could have marshmallows or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, it's fun, and I think you can add beautiful microphones, and we have these beautiful platforms of recording, and there's so much you can do. I personally, I like to be with a producer. I'd like somebody to say, are you really here? What are you singing about? Anyone who's recorded with Marco, which I think is at least a few of us on this call, knows what it's like. to work, with a good producer when you're actually
yeah.
not thinking about the buttons. You're
Yeah.
just kicking back, and that's important.
So why don't you tell us about what you can play for us? Because of time, would you mind
Yes.
playing a song? We're going to mute ourselves because I have background noise here.
Sure. Sure.
And play a song and then introduce the next song. So do 2 songs and then we'll talk.
Okay, that sounds great.
Great. Lovely.
Well, I'm going to start out with a song that came from my previous album, Heart of the Great Unknown. And I thought it would be a good song for today, because if anyone is here in DC, it's a very rainy, kind of cloudy day. Not a bad day to build a fire. So I spent every night all by myself alone. I got this aching, kind of shivering, baby, moving down in my bones. Come on and chop some wood, light the match. We'll sit and watch the smoke climb up the chimney stack. Build me a fire, build it till the flame burns bright. The flame burns bright. Build me a fire, keep it warm and warm tonight. Go on and chop me some trees, bring me some kindling. It's freezing in here and my body's trembling. Build me a fire until the flame burns bright. Whoa. Build me a fire, keep it warm and warm tonight. Oh, the weatherman says there's a storm a-brewing. I can feel it in my bones. But you look nice, shaped in firelight. Stir up the coals, we'll let 'em burn, yeah. We'll let 'em burn, we'll let 'em burn, real slow. Hey, 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 do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, show, ba-ba, babe. Oh, the wind is whipping, I'm starting to shiver. If you got a cord of wood, baby, it's time to deliver till the flame burns bright, yeah. Come on and build me a fire, keep your woman warm tonight. I got some sweet hot chocolate, some marshmallows too. There's a little Swiss miss just waiting here for you till the flame burns bright. A flame burns bright. I want you to build me a fire. Build me a fire. I want you to build me a fire. Keep your woman warm tonight. Ooh, yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Woo. Well, I'm going to quiet things down. So I released it's almost getting to be a year ago, an EP called Long Road Home. I was fortunate to get a grant from the Montgomery County Arts Commission, and there were 5 songs on it, but I thought that I really wanted to include a couple of them on my upcoming album. This is one. It's called On the Streets of New York. And actually, I've been releasing tracks kind of often one at a time. And this one actually have a music video on my website. And I'm going to make sure I'm in tune here. I think it's all this heat and cold and... There we go. A young man is chasing a dream through the crowds and the neon lights. Across the city that never sleeps, on the streets of New York tonight. On the streets of New York tonight. 1,000,000 strong on Times Square. The ball drops and midnight strikes. He's fallen in love down there on the streets of New York tonight. On the streets of New York tonight. Bring me your tired report, your huddled masses, yearning to breathe free on the streets of New York tonight. On the streets of New York tonight. Oh, 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 oh. They're sailing on ships laden full to a lady whose torch burns bright. They cry, anything is possible on the streets of New York tonight. Bring me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning, the refuse of your teeming shore. I live my land beside that golden door. In Central Park, watching the world hurrying by. The bankers, the teachers, the artists, the dreamers on the streets of New York, where fortunes rise and fall. We head home in the fading harbor lights. Children rush to their mother's call. On the streets of New York tonight. 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 Oh.
Yeah.
You.
Well, your songs are so beautiful, Laura. What a great job.
Thank you.
Tell us about your upcoming album. I know you don't have a release date for it yet, but tell us about it.
Yes, it's coming up very, very soon. I'll be making some special announcements on Facebook and on my website. I've been working on this album for a couple of years with Marco Del Mar, and the album is called Breakfast with Buddha. And I have a lot of making breakfast songs. We have a lot of fun meals here, and I'm going to do one of them in a minute called French Toast. But, you know, it's interesting. I talked a little bit about licensing, and, you know, a lot of times when you write for that, you kind of go for sort of universal themes and a little less storytelling. So I had a number of songs that I was starting to write for licensing and sync, and then I took them to Marco, and we kind of changed them and made them more kind of my style. But it was very interesting how, you know, like you get all these influences, and learning and listening to great music has helped me. So it's all originals except for, I always like to do one song that I didn't write. I do Feel It Still by Portugal and the Man, which is really a fun song. A lot of my songs are kind of getting to the heart of, you know, hopefully touching people's lives, hopefully, you know, sharing some inspiration, a little bit of a moment to just rest in your heart. And I also really love kind of offbeat blues, kind of almost risque. I have a number of songs I've written like that. And that kind of, like you said, that kind of keeps me satisfied in some ways. And it's also fun when I'm performing to kind of mix things up. like that.
How did you
Yes,
get
this
into?
album, yeah.
Yeah, how did you get into that? And what have you been doing? There's not much place to play live. I think we've seen you on a porch a couple of times.
Right. But what your question was, where I've been performing? Is that where you're?
Yeah, what have you been doing during COVID,
Yeah,
and how did
yeah.
you get into selling your new songs?
Like everyone else, I've been doing whatever outside things I could do. A lot of live streams. Some with myself on my porch, some with groups like you all, and some fundraising. I think we did something for the military. I think Michelle was maybe on that one. And so, in terms of getting into licensing, I've always wanted to do it, and I started. I'm still studying. I'm in a number of sort of groups with lots of other writers where we learn. There's a lot to it, and how not only you craft your songs, but the biggest part is how you reach people and how you find what people need. I think one of the things that's been really good for me is to, get out of, as much as I love the DC area so much, I've been meeting musicians from all around the world, and that's been very exciting. There's some people that, doing licensing that's all they do, that's their whole world, and there's other people, like I'm sure everyone on this call, that just, we love music, and we hope that there'll be a connection between a need for a scene and a moment and what we got to offer.
Well, speaking of the scene, Ron Goad just sent a comment to us saying that he's accompanying you as you're playing right now. So
Ron is kind of like a dad. Every time I'm performing with him, he's like, and she's won this and she's won that. Everybody needs a friend like Ron.
we
He's
love
so
Ron,
sweet,
definitely.
You
So Adele and Seth and Tommy and Ron and John out there, and there are others as well. Just thank you so much for showing up. And
Yes.
before, I know we're going to run out of time. I just
Yes.
want
Yeah,
to.
we're loose. It's the day after Halloween. Everyone's got a candy hangover.
If you only got one song from you left, I'll do whatever you want to do.
Well, we have-
we
talking
have
about two.
time for you.
But I had a question about your song "Mary in a Sardine Can,"
Okay, well, I'll tell you about that one.
because
So, yeah, go ahead.
there's a lyric. I can't read it. It makes me cry.
Oh. Found Mary in a sardine.
Yeah, there's a lyric about beneath
You're not
the
allowed
bottle-
to cry. I'm the one who cries around here.
I don't know. It must be the jitters, but beneath the bottle tops and the old whiskey jugs. She
jugs.
calls.
The fallen angel sleeping there. Well, that song kind of evolved from. I was with my sister-in-law in a beautiful part of in Asheville, North Carolina, where they have a lot of art stores, and I saw a sardine can, beautifully, sort of reconstructed with a Mother Mary inside. And I ended up buying that, and then, of course, knowing me, I was in the shower, and I found Mary in a sardine can. Loaves and fishes were close at hand. Purple roses adorned her altar. She gazes out across the sea of man. So I just had an image of Mother Mary being here on earth, and that part was, she was in the scrapyards, junkyards, and underneath the bottle tops of fallen angels, like, so many people that have struggled so hard and that still are struggling, and that in this was sort of like the feminine goddess, of mercy looking down. And she had like her own hubcap, like kind of like how they have the thing in those divine pictures, a circle.
What a beautiful depiction! It was so. I was thinking of Leonard Cohen. It was just.
That's interesting. That was, of course,
Awesome
the song
lyric.
that really inspired me, very much so. I don't know. I guess I love poetry, and I love kind of. I don't know. I love lyric writing, and I guess everybody in this call knows there's nothing more yummy than just feeling like you kind of got a song. You're onto something, and then you're taking your walk and you're thinking about the lyrics, and
Yeah.
that's a wonderful thing. People always say, well, does it, do the lyrics come at the same time? And it's all different, I think.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and mute. And can you play us two more?
Yes. All right, I'm gonna take a sip of my water. And I'm so glad to see so many people with us today. It's wonderful. Let's see, this is a song, it's called I Will Whisper Your Name. And this is a song, it's just about that, you know, there's people around you that see you, that can see you like when you're down and are there to remind you of who you really are. Oh, they may bend us, but they'll never break us. I will defend us each step of the way. You could grow weary, but not when you're near me. Lean close now and hear me. I will whisper your name. You are strength. You are patience. You are faith. And this is your day. We are a choice. No wind can shatter. We see the light. That's all that matters. We are strength. We are patience. We are faith. And this is your day. Storm clouds are blowing, the world shouted no. But when I look in your eyes, I see what's inside. There's a fire in your soul, no one can hold you. So just decide and fly, fly, fly home. We are strength. We are patience. We are faith, yeah. And this is your day. Fly, fly, fly home. We gonna fly. We gonna fly, yeah, above it all, above it all. We gonna fly, yeah. Oh, we gonna get through it all, right? Oh, fly, 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 oh. Thank you so much. All right, well, I got one more for you. And as I said, lest anyone take me too seriously, here's sort of the other side of things. So my husband, who I hope is watching, is he makes a pretty mean breakfast at home, and I've been known to sit at the bar and the kitchen counter while he's making food, and sometimes I'll just sort of whip off a little song, and this one kind of evolved from a very good Sunday breakfast. This goes out to Seth. He serves me French toast, a sweet roast. My baby does my breakfast in style, while the other girls are chewing on shredded wheat and bran. Nothing but trouble coming from that man. He serves me whipped cream and tangerines. He's rolling on his own secret size. When it comes to making bacon, he sizzles it right. knows how to give this girl an appetite. French toast and a sweet roast. My baby does my breakfast in style. I hear the champagne pop. Ooh, let's stop. We'll sit back and sip for a while. It's cool and it's dry and it's bubbling. He's got me thirsting for a world of sin. Cream brulee, French buffet. My baby does my breakfast in style. Yeah. His fresh baked eclairs. Where's my upright bass? Come on. Is right out of confess. After the fixing and the mixing's done, he's gonna try to get me back upstairs. So now it's French toast and a sweet roast. My baby does my breakfast in style. Yeah. My baby does my breakfast. Come on now. My baby does my breakfast. The blender swirls, mixer twirls. What do you say to we want seconds, girls? You would if it was this good. He leaves me with a smile. My baby does my breakfast. Woo! My baby does my breakfast. Yeah. My baby, ooh, turn on the percolator, boy. My baby does my breakfast. Woo! My baby does my breakfast. My baby flip those pancakes just right. My baby does my breakfast. Yeah. My baby does my breakfast. My baby does my breakfast. I hope he makes it last. My new album too.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
And the B-side is blueberry pancakes.
Yeah, yes. I have a song I'm writing called Bad Coffee Never Tasted So Good. It's like when you're sitting at the diner and the coffee sucks, but the conversation's great.
Oh, that's
That's
awesome.
great. That's really awesome.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's just been fantastic.
Thank you.
I love the Snarky Sisters.
Thank you for ending on an upbeat note too.
Yes,
You know,
we need it. We need it, right?
that was really fabulous. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so much, and thank you to everyone out there too.
So we've got the little Brady Bunch action here. You can kind of look down. You can see Burke, and and if we look up, that's Zoom world that we're in. So yes. So again, thank you so much, Laura. And we're so excited to introduce our next guest,
Yes.
Burke
And
Ingraffia.
we want everybody to sign in and take a look at everybody's Facebook pages, or if you don't have one like Burke, find their website and become fans, because what else can we do, this week? What else are you
That's
doing
right.
this week? Right.
Yes. So Burke, hello.
Hello. How are y'all doing? Welcome to my my guest room /
Your-
office that has become my office
All right.
for the past 6 or 7 months.
Your lair.
That's right.
All right. So what did you do last night for Halloween?
We didn't do a whole lot. It was just kind of a regular sort of Saturday night for us.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was pretty sad. Diana was picking on me because I bought really cheap candy because I didn't think anybody would come. Diana, nobody came. Not one child.
I know. I told you no one was going to come. But Burke, your big news is you just got married not too long ago,
I did. I got married a month ago, and it's great.
and your life has been enriched 300%. And how has your life changed the most, do you think?
Oh, well, just time, time and making decisions together. It hasn't been difficult, but it's different for sure.
Well, we met you. We were at Cafe Montmartre, and we're like oh, okay. You know, Diane and I were like sitting alone at a table, and I said, I don't know this guy, but I was like, hey, hello, and you came and you sat with us. We talked like most of the night,
Yeah.
and we both played that night, that evening, and I just remember my jaw dropped. I was like, this guy's amazing,
Oh,
and
thank
that
you.
was the year I think you won the Mask Award, right, for
I
Checks and
won.
Balances.
Yeah, I won an award. It was the second place in the blues and jazz category that year. So that was really nice.
And you're from New Orleans, right?
I am from New Orleans originally. I live in Alexandria now, Virginia, and yeah, it's a lot of my music comes from that sound of New Orleans. I don't really do a lot of what most people think of as New Orleans music. Like I don't do a lot of, I don't play the trumpet and I don't play brass instruments, and there's a lot of piano music out of New Orleans, and this isn't a piano, but a lot of that comes through my songs and the way that I write, for sure.
What would you like to play for us today?
Well, I will do that song that you just mentioned called Checks and Balances. Does that sound good?
That sounds great.
Okay, for any of you out there who are struggling financially, the song's for you. Let's see here. I've got $1 million. It's hypothetical. A large amount in my bank account, it's parenthetical. The money I'm made of is theoretical, so in theory I've got it good. My fat wallet is on a diet. My balance sheet is lopsided. My income statement is keeping silent. But let's keep one thing understood. I need checks, I need balances. Life's a mess with financial challenges, checks and balances. When things get tough, do you do it for money or do you do it for love? My cold hard cash is soft and tropical. My deep pockets are merely topical. I hit the big time, it was microscopical, but don't you get it, I am no fool. I own a bank, I call him Piggy. Brought home the bacon, he got a little wiggy. Cracked him open, what a pity. His inner life was pitiful. I need checks, I need balances. Life's a mess with financial challenges, checks and balances. When things get tough, do you do it for money or do you do it for love? I know a cheapskate always has a headache trying to get something for free. None more wiser is the miser, always lives in misery. I'm cashing in on triple coupons, soup kitchens calling, saying the soup's on. I sing for my supper and get my groove on. I still know how to have fun. I need checks, I need balances. Life's a mess with financial challenges, checks and balances. When things get tough, do you do it for money or do you do it for love? I know a cheapskate always has a headache trying to get something for free. None more wiser is the miser, always lives in misery. I'm cashing in on triple coupons, soup kitchens calling, saying the soup's on. I sing for my supper and get my groove on. I still know how to have fun. I need checks, I need balances. Life's a mess with financial challenges, checks and balances. When things get tough, do you do it for money or do you do it for love? Do you do it for money or do you do it for love?
That's my favorite of your songs, Burke. It's so clever. It is clever on 5 million different angles.
Thank you
And,
very
and
much.
it goes with what we were just talking to Laura about writing music. You know, do you do it for money? Do you do it for love? And yeah, nice little
Well,
segue.
thank you. I've had that one around for a little while. I was on an older record that I've had around for a little while.
I saw your video. It's cute.
Oh, the
The-
little one with the animated pigs and stuff?
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it.
I have a bank. I call him Piggy. That's a good line.
Brought home the bacon, he got a little wiggy.
Yeah, that's
Thank
an
you.
awesome song. Very witty.
Thanks. I like to write in that style. It's very much like Mose Allison or Hoagie Carmichael or somebody like that. It's just jazz lends itself to humor in a way that other music can't, or it's harder to. I mean, you can have funny songs in other genres, of course, but there's something about the jazz. Maybe it's because it comes from the vaudeville kind of sound, or maybe it comes from, I don't know. But there's a humor in it that I really try to use if I can.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
your vocals are so nice too. A little Mel Torme in there, and
Thank
some
you.
little irony. It's very, very cool.
Thank
What
you.
have
I
you
love
been
Mel Torme.
doing for the past 8 months or
8 months.
year and a
it's,
half, 3 years?
Well, I have a day job. I've been doing that, so I haven't really been. I haven't needed to make a living to playing music, which has been nice. When I play music, it's playtime. So I've been really fortunate as far as that goes. So I haven't really been doing a lot of the online Zoom things. I did one. I came out with a new record in March. My history of putting out records and getting stopped in my tracks it's pretty remarkable. I came out with a really great EP, and it came out on September 10th, 2001. The next day, nobody really cared about it, you know. I came out with a beautiful record called Independence, Louisiana, and it came out a month before Hurricane Katrina, and it stopped me in my tracks. I moved to Austin, and that kind of was difficult. And then I put out this record at the end of March of this year, so.
Perfect
It's
timing.
Somebody upstairs is telling me to stop or something. I don't know.
No.
It's a test. It's a test.
Yes, it is. But so
Right.
I've got a bunch of new songs on that record that I've been, sending to people who are maybe have blogs and or Spotify channels, and just trying to get my music out there that way. So yeah.
Laura, were you going to say something?
I was just saying that in some ways the world's lucky to have his music when they need it the most, so he could look
Well,
at
thank
it
you.
as an opposite way.
That's
well,
right.
thank you.
Also, I just want to say that whole thing about jazz and humor, I don't know, I haven't quite thought of it that way, but I think that's really why it's easier, or it lends itself to making funny stuff. And you said it was
Like the
from
mouth trumpet
vaudeville.
thing, Laura. By the way,
Yeah.
since Matt Holson, I haven't heard such a good one.
Thank you. I remember putting him on the spot when he was doing it, when you had him on, but
Yes.
yeah, so that's cool, and I just love your voice. It's just
Thank
so
you.
cool, and
Velvet.
I could really hear the band, right? It's behind you.
Well, there's a recording of that song
Yeah.
with me with a full band and a really excellent nylon string player who's playing some solos, and yeah. So if you have a chance, it's online. Checks and balances.
Yeah, I want to take a listen.
What-
I heard something you did, but I'm going to listen to that one specifically. I love it.
Thank you.
What kind of guitar is that?
This is a Godin. It's a Canadian guitar. If you've heard of Seagull guitars, acoustic guitars, it's the same parent company for that. And it's an electric guitar. It's got flat wound strings. It's got this little tiny humbucker on it. I love it.
Is it hollow?
It is hollow.
Okay,
It's
so it's the Fifth Avenue. It's the jazz guitar.
Yeah, it's the Fifth Avenue. It's got a floating pickup and everything's, so it's basically just like an acoustic guitar. There's nothing cut into the body. Everything's just on top. And so even the pickup's just attached to the neck. So it resonates beautifully and it plays really nice. I love this guitar.
Beauty.
You can't do a lot of the folkier stuff with these flat wound strings and with this electric guitar. So I have an acoustic guitar too, but for today I thought I'd bring this one.
Yeah, nice. So what you got for a second song for us?
Well, since it's raining a little bit today, quite a bit, this is one off of the new record, which is called Waves. This is called Change of Heart. Oh, the rain, it won't stop. The sky is dark and gray. I could be sad at every drop, but instead I found a way to clear and dissipated, to make the rain clouds part. It's not that complicated. It just takes a change of heart. Behind your eyes are sunny skies, trying to peek through. You will find a light that shines on a world renewed. Oh, the rain, it won't stop. But I knew right from the start that I cannot change the weather, but I can have a change of heart. Between your ears, your perspective clears all the shades of gray. I heard a rumor that a little humor can scare the lightning away. Oh, why have you never seen this? You've always been so smart, but it doesn't take a genius, it just takes a change of heart. Behind your eyes are sunny skies, trying to peek through. You will find a light that shines on a world renewed. Oh, the rain, it won't stop, but you should know right from the start that you cannot change the weather, but you can have a change of heart. No, you cannot change the weather, but you can have a change of heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was lovely too. Lovely lyrics. Really beautiful, well-crafted lyrics. Really
Yeah.
nice
Thank you very
job.
much.
Yeah.
Perfect for today.
Perfect
That's
for
for sure.
today. I think we're getting the remnants of Zeta. Is that correct?
It sounds like it, or it feels like it. Yes.
Yeah, New Orleans lost power for about 60 hours, I think, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yep. Yep. Very. Maybe it's the boding of things to come. I'm about to run away.
I don't ever remember hurricanes named at Zeta because there were, more than the alphabet and the Greek alphabet.
They have
That's
to
right.
start over again, right?
Yep.
I don't know what they're going to do. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Burke. We appreciate it. You sound great. Everyone
thanks
needs
so
to go
much.
over to your website and listen to you, check you out. Do you still have good swag? I love the T-shirt.
I have good swag. Go to the website and check it out. And I just wanted to thank y'all. This is really great. You're organizing this. Part of the online streaming thing, which is such a pain. It's kind of like what was said earlier about the knobs on a studio board. It's just not having to deal with all the technical side of it and just being able to play is really nice. And I really appreciate this opportunity to play for all.
Aw. Well, thank you.
Your equipment. What are you using for equipment, by the way, for your mic and your mixer, your interface?
You ready to nerd out for a couple
I love it. Yep, I'm nerding out.
Well, first of all, I'm using a software called Loopback on my Mac, which basically turns a mono signal into a stereo signal, which makes things way easier. I'm also using a PreSonus audio interface. I'm using a little tube preamp on the guitar with a reverb, and then I have a little amplifier, acoustic amplifier that everything's running through before it goes to the audio interface, and then I have a Shure Beta 87 mic here.
Oh, interesting.
I'm a nerd, geek nerd. What do you call it? A gear nerd. So.
Totally cool. That's so cool. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And now we hardly adhere to the hour, so don't worry, Michelle. Although my background is from radio and television, where every hour on the hour we had to do, like, back in radio days, an hourly. I was actually in the room at Camp David when Reagan, before we went on the air, the mics were open, it was all going to the other networks, and when he said we begin bombing in 5 minutes, I was the one who was counting him down during the previous 5 minutes. we still went on exactly at, what time was it? 8 o'clock, 8:01, something like that.
Wow.
But anyway, so Michelle, you're known, you're a luminary in the area, and you're known for new folk and your house concerts, and you come from a classical background. I was going to ask you if it's classical guitar and clarinet, but I know that you studied classical music, and you come from a musical family, don't you?
I do. Yeah, my dad started me with a guitar when I was 9, but just listening to all the music around the family, as Laura had mentioned, it was Joni Mitchell, and it was the 60s. I was born in 64, and James Taylor, and but a nice mix of classical that my parents threw in, jazz, a lot of gospel. So brought up in a very musical family, and I carried it through. I started playing clarinet, sort of put the guitar down, but took it very seriously, and went to Towson and dropped out, but and then picked up the guitar again. But interestingly, I have picked up the clarinet. I had an opportunity a couple of years ago where someone wanted clarinet, and someone said, "Oh, Michelle plays clarinet." I'm like, 30 years ago. But I picked it up pretty quick. So, yeah, that's my background.
Well, that's great. And what have you been doing the past 3 years? I mean, year and a half. I mean, 8 months. Feels like a million years.
Yeah. I did write a number of songs actually through COVID. It was also surreal in the beginning, and then I just thought, we've all got to trudge through this and stay connected and stay safe at the same time. But I did write a fair amount of tunes. I do have I have a full-time job, and was fortunate to have not really gotten laid off like a lot of my coworkers, and then all of our musician friends out there who do this full-time, keep supporting them. I'm not one of them. I certainly have missed out on money making music this spring and summer and all that. But
don't forget, Michelle, you have a new album out.
Oh, I was going to wait for her to ask me that, but I do. Yes.
It's gorgeous. I love it.
I was just about to ask about it.
Okay, I'm helping.
Thank you.
That's all good. Yeah, and so Burke, man, I could so identify with your story, but not the two before that. Whew, I can't even imagine. But my CD came out COVID day one also, so my third record, and which I produced with Marco Del Mar, and yeah, it's a great record. I'm going to play one song off of that, and actually I'm going to switch it because at one point Lisa said thanks for ending on a happy note. It's like, ooh, I better switch my songs because I was not going to end on a happy note. So I'm going to play my more serious song first, and then end.
You do not have to end on a happy note. She just uses the snarky as a moniker. It's totally, yeah, she's the little cheerleader of the group. There's nothing snarky about her. So she's all happy daisies and sunshine, and I've got to do something to modulate that. Just saying. So you can play two gloomy, death-filled songs if you like.
Well, it is Halloween, and considering all that's going on in the world. No, I think, yeah, I will start, I think, with the song that I wrote about my my mother, who I found, we were estranged. I hadn't really seen her since 1988 and hadn't seen her much before that, but she had a lot of mental health issues and a very just sad, lonely woman, and no one could seem to reach her, but I heard a couple of years ago that she had passed in 2018. I do believe it was 2018. And I wrote this song, and it was the first time I wrote a song about me regarding my mother, if that makes sense. This song is called You Missed Me. I got the news today. They said that you had passed away, with no friends by your side. Your brother wrote to say that he had your remains, and did I want them, but I don't. Even though you are, you gave birth to me and my 3 siblings, and then you went away. Promised to return, and soon I came to learn that you would not. Did you miss me? You miss me grow, you miss me smile, you miss my whole life as a child. You miss my songs, you miss my touch, you miss me long for you, you miss so very much. You miss me, oh you miss me, you miss me. You were doomed from the start. They said your mama pushed too hard, said she broke you in two, one half lying wild, the other laying silent in your room. Did you miss me? You miss me laugh, you miss me cry, you miss me wondering, do I have a rise? You miss my highs, you miss my lows. It was my love that you missed the most. You miss me, oh you miss me, you miss me. I spent half my life wondering why you left, thinking I was to blame. Now I know that there's nothing wrong with me. It was you passing down that shame. You miss me, you miss me, you miss me. You miss my pain, you miss my fight, you miss me pray for you almost every night. You miss my rise, you missed me fall. It makes me sad for you because you missed it all. You miss me, oh you miss me, Thank you.
Gosh, I can't imagine ever writing such a soul-searching, emotionally here I am song.
Raw.
Yeah, raw. That's a lot of the stuff that I do right. So it's my therapy. You know, if I didn't, yeah, I think you would ask me what am I done through COVID. You know, everything that I can do to survive. You know, and it's you know, it's music. It's writing and getting it out and sharing it with people, and you know, hopefully, we all know if just one person comes up to us after a gig and says, "Hey, man, that song you wrote about whatever really touched me. That's why we do this. It's the only reason we do this." So
That was a beautiful song.
thank you, thank you,
It was awesome.
thank you. So I was going to do another one. End with this one. This is a song that I wrote very early on in COVID, and it's called "Stay at Home." And I believe I know Laura has heard this before, and I've played it. And I certainly wasn't gonna play it, but with the numbers rising the way that they are, I think we all need to kind of get back to you know, where we were. When we were all taking it really seriously. And I'm not saying that people aren't taking it seriously, but I think I'll speak for myself. I let my guard down a little bit, you know, and when things were looking up and better, and look at it now, and it's just like, you know, so I'm going to play this song again. And I've actually added a little twist to it in light of recent events. So there's one line that I added to this song. Pay attention, right? The song's called "Stay at Home." Stay at home. Stay at home, yeah. I don't want your stinky germs, and you don't want mine. Let's figure out how we're gonna do this, yeah, one day at a time. You stay there, I'll stay here. We'll wave at each other across the atmosphere. Together alone, we're gonna kick some COVID. Behind our beautiful masks, we'll kick some COVID ass. Stay at home, yeah. Stay at home, yeah. We are all inside these walls that we call home. We're going batshit crazy, but we can't forget it's where we started from. Home, yeah, home is safe. Home is love, maybe it's what we're all in need of. Let's get back to home. Let's kick some COVID ass. Behind our beautiful masks, we'll kick some COVID. Stay at home, stay at home, stay at home. Praise to all you on the front lines, making sacrifices to save lives, not to make money. What? Who says that? But we can do the same from behind our backs. So keep your hands clean, but don't forget your mind. You gotta stay connected while we stick on fire. Together alone, we're gonna kick some COVID ass. Behind our beautiful masks, we'll kick some COVID ass. Stay at home, stay at home, stay at home, stay at home. There is something bigger here. Sometimes it's hard to see that we need each other across the world. We're praying for humanity. So when this ends and you're with your friends, be grateful and raise a glass. And know together alone, because we stayed at home, we kick some COVID ass, yeah. Behind our beautiful masks, we kick some COVID ass. Stay at home, stay at home. Stay at home, y'all.
All right.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you for this. It was a great opportunity.
Oh, thank you
Wonderful
so
to hear
much.
all of you. Really good.
Yeah, we were talking, you and I, before we went on about, I was driving home from Diana's house, and all these people are outside partying, and inside and outside, and some had masks on, but a lot didn't.
Yeah.
So,
It's scary times, and like I said, we were talking about you have to find your level of comfortability, but keep others safe, and keep yourself safe.
yeah. Well, thanks for that song.
Yeah,
Good groove to
absolutely.
it, too.
And we got the line too. We got the line.
Right?
Some things
my
you just
God.
got to go like, what?
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 Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
michelleswan.net is your website.
Indeed, and my music is on pretty much all the other streaming, Spotify and Apple Music, and of course you can buy the actual CD. I will mail it to you. You can buy it at Amazon and all that as well. So, yep, please check it out. It's called I Feel.
Please do, everybody. Thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you so much, Burke and Laura.
Thank you, Burke. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Michelle.
pleasure.
Everyone was really,
Snarky.
really great.
Yes, thank you.
I'm
Diane,
glad to
Lisa.
see books in the background too. I know, Laura, you have books. I know Lisa, you might have some comic books or something, and did a whole thing in front of a wall of books last night. It's good to see. It's good to see books. All right. Well, thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank
We
you.
love you very much.
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
thank you.
Bye bye.